I finally got the opportunity to sit my ass down somewhere and get this video taken care of for you guys. Today is Sunday. Today is my off day. My day where I try not to do shit. So I am relaxing. I've had a great week. This is what I'm sipping on. It's called Tall Dark Stranger. And I'm not tipsy or anything, because the sip you just seen me take was like my first sip of it. Just throw that out there. But yeah, I like to try different wines when I do get in that mood. But anyway, back to why we're here. I have to answer these questions for you guys. So if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I've made a Q&A video about my locks being 6 years old. They turned 6 years on October the 23rd. I believe today is November the 10th. Yes, today is the 10th of November. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I would go and watch that video first before you get into this video. What I had everybody do is to send me any questions that they might have. And I didn't leave it closed to just questions about my locks. So I have some other questions that I'll be answering as well that's not lock related. I'm going to make two videos. I'm going to make this one because I'm sure it's going to be kind of long, because I did get some very good questions, and some of those answers are going to have to be in detail. And then I have another video I'm going to make behind this one, a part 2, because I had one person ask me 10 questions by themselves. So I'm going to answer those questions on a separate video. So here we go. I'm going to get right into it. The first question, I'll be answering from my YouTube questions first, and then I'm going to go over and answer my Instagram inquiries. The first question I have is from Boho Trends, Locs and Vlogs. They ask, what do you wash with? Are you doing ACV rinses to prevent buildup of the hair grease? And how often do you keep your hair covered? Okay, so for the first question, what do I wash my locks with? I am not picky with that. For the most part, I am natural with most products and things that I do use. With shampoos though, I'm not very picky. I buy to how it smells. I like to get shampoos that are going to clean my hair. For example, and I know I'm probably going to hear something about it because I've heard stuff about it in previous videos that I've made, but what's in my shower right now is Head and Shoulders, and it is the apple kind. And I like it. It cleans my locks very well, and it does help with flakes, because there was a point where I was seeing some flaking going on, but I don't have that issue. So that's what I'm washing my hair with currently, and I use whatever shampoo I am using at the moment until it's all gone, and then I'll go buy another one. Are you doing ACV rinses to prevent buildup of the hair grease? So the hair grease that I do use is called Nature's Blessing. And it's a hair grease, but it's really not. Like in texture, it looks like a grease. But it's made out of all natural ingredients. So there's not a lot of buildup that I am receiving because of it. Also, I'm not overdoing it. A little goes a long way. When I do grease my scalp, that's exactly what I do and nothing more. I'm not caking it in. I'm not overdoing it. So I don't really have issues with, you know, it being too much to where I have to feel the need to do ACV rinses. And I don't use gel, as I always say in my videos, just because I feel like that makes a major difference. My hair texture with gel, it doesn't work. It doesn't work well. I find that it cakes to my hair almost. So I haven't used gel to retwist in, I'm going to say, at least 5 years. So I don't have a lot of issues with buildup because I don't use products on my locks like that. The only thing that I ever really put on my locks might be if I have a water bottle in the summer, and I might spray it and it might have like some oils in it, maybe like almond oil or you know, maybe a little drop of essential oil or something, and it just, you know, to make it smell good. Or if my hair tends to be dry or something like that. But I don't even do that often. So I don't need to ACV rinse. But what I do sometimes is take a hot bath, and in the bath I don't have any bubble bath or anything, but I do use like Epsom salt sometimes, or like a body soak sometimes. And in that case, sometimes I will go all the way in and let my locks soak with me. But that's only if my hair has recently been washed, because of course I don't want to sit and soak in my hair water juice. You know, so they're clean when I do that. Okay. And last question, how often do I keep my hair covered? So even with that, so right now, because I have a fresh retwist, I did a video right before this one on my retwist. So again, this has been a few days now, and this is where I'm at and what everything's looking like. So at this point, I do sleep with my hair wrapped up. What I usually do is, because now that they're longer, I lay on them and it sucks. So I will put my hair up in a bun, and then I'll just wrap it around with a scarf right now. Now once my hair gets fuzzy, where I'm not really too pressed on it staying neat, then I won't sleep with anything. I'll just go to bed and, you know, lay on a pillow, flip my locks up like this so I'm not laying on them, and then go on about my business until I do another retwist, and then I'll start covering it again. And that's it for that question. Also, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I don't do much editing. I just try to keep it as real as possible. So bloopers, all that shit, you're gonna get, okay? My next question, this is not lock related. This is from Pursuit of Nappiness. They asked, do you still smoke cannabis? If not, why did you stop? There's multiple reasons that I quit smoking. December, it will be a full year of not smoking. And in this past year, I smoked one time, and that's when Nipsey Hussle passed away. Rest in peace to the king. But even when I did smoke that one night, I hit it like 3 times, and I'm super silly anyway. But when I'm smoked, it's extreme. So, you know, once I broke my, I guess, sobriety at that point to smoke that night, I said then, okay, yeah, I'm good. You know, I kind of needed that to iterate why I quit in the first place. I just was super fucking giggly, and it was just annoying, you know, because I know that smoking made it worse. Okay. My main reason for quitting smoking is because I'm on a difficult journey at times on healing, and not physically. It's on more of a spiritual thing, past traumas and things like that. And I used to use smoking as an excuse for, oh, it helps with my anxiety, or, you know, because I'm my own boss, I can smoke and not have to worry about, you know, consequences. Basically, I can do whatever I want to do. So because of that, I feel like I've smoked more than I needed to. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm going to bring it back. Like I said, there's multiple reasons I quit smoking. My main reason, though, that I quit smoking is because I picked up smoking from a bad, I'm not going to say a bad relationship, but from my last relationship. Before that relationship, I did not smoke. And then once I got into that relationship, over time, that person smoked daily. So I picked up that habit. I've been single now for almost 3 years. And after leaving that relationship, I continued to smoke on the daily, on my own. Just me. I'm talking like a whole blunt, like to myself. That's what I was doing daily. And I guess eventually it started to bother me because I took a habit from a relationship into my life that I didn't have before that relationship. So that's what made me quit. I'm also starting to open a business, and I found that smoking made me lazy. Whenever I would smoke, I'm pretty much in for the night or not wanting to go out or anything like that. And I generally smoke at night anyway. That was more of my, I'm off from work, go home, roll up type of thing that I deal on a daily basis. But once I quit that job and became, again, back just my own boss again, it's shit that I had to do. So smoking had to go. And it really didn't help with my anxiety. I didn't want to say that I got off track. It was an excuse or reason that I was making it okay to continue to do it. And there's nothing wrong with smoking. And I'm not going to say that I'll never ever smoke again in life. But at this point, since it's been a year, it's like why start it back up now. And in reality, it actually made my anxiety worse. So, no, I don't smoke anymore. Next question. This is another question that's not lock related. Nastasia.mov. So it's NASTASSIA.mov. They asked, how did you get started as a tattoo artist? Would you recommend starting as an apprentice? Also, thank you so much for creating such informative YouTube videos. I got started as a tattoo artist almost 10 years ago. I've always been an artist. I've been drawing since I was a kid. And when I started doing tattoos, I had probably about 20, almost 20 tattoos. So I was already in the life of getting them. And when I went to go get my first tattoo, I was 19. And the artist recommended that I be a tattoo artist because I stayed in the shop for like 2 hours trying to figure out what I wanted to get done. And I couldn't pick any of the flash off the wall. So I just asked for them to give me a pen and paper. And I drew my own first tattoo. So the artist then recommended, because the design was well executed, he didn't have to do anything. He basically used that and put it on me. So he recommended that I be a tattoo artist. At that point, at 19, I really didn't see that. I was working, like full-time jobs, and, I never had that as a desire, I guess. I never thought about it. So when I turned 25, my ex-boyfriend bought me a tattoo kit for my birthday. And from that point on, I basically taught myself how to tattoo on my own, on myself and on my family members and some friends. And then after learning a little bit, I went and got a tattoo apprenticeship. So to answer that second part, do I recommend an apprenticeship? All that depends on where you're located. And it depends on really what you're trying to do. If you're trying to be professional about it, yeah, of course, go get an apprenticeship. But see, me, I'm not opposed to being underground or being in a professional state. I know some other tattoo artists may not agree with that, but even with that, I say it's bullshit because we all started somewhere, and 90% of the time, it is you experimenting at home before you rushed out to go get an apprenticeship. That's all to it. So it depends. That's a personal preference on whether you want to pursue an apprenticeship or not. I myself am self-taught, and yes, I did do apprenticeships, but whenever I did apprenticeships, it was more so to get licensed. They really wasn't teaching me anything per se, because I knew how to do it already. So that's to answer that question. If you have more questions about like tattoo related stuff, you can drop it below, and I might make another video for that because that's another thing that can go really in depth with answering and even questioning. So yeah. Oh yeah, and to put out there, I am a professional tattoo artist right now. Again, I've been doing it for a long time. So I am licensed and a professional, but it's been a long process. So I've had and dipped and dabbed in both worlds of it, and they both have their own pros and cons. So that's on you, what you prefer to be and put out there. My next question. How long, this is another question that's not lock related. Jackie Brown asks, how long have I been into yoga and using crystals? Also, everything about you is beautiful. Thank you so much, Jackie. I appreciate that. To answer your question, though, yoga and crystals. I've been into yoga on and off since I was about 16. I didn't take it seriously until I was probably about 29. I got my first exposure to yoga and crystals again as a teen. I didn't get heavy into crystals until about the same time that I started doing yoga, which is about 29. I don't really like using the word conscious, but I will say I became more aware of certain things like around my late 20s, early 30s. I'm 34 now. But I purchased my first crystal on my own when I was about 29 as well. And, not trying to be funny, but I really seen a major difference. It was like a major, major turnaround with some things. And every time I went to buy a crystal, like say if I felt I needed something, or if I, got interested in a particular crystal, maybe I ran across it or I seen it or, somebody gifted it to me. But whenever I actually went into looking into a crystal, they always seem to work. That's just my perspective. And then with yoga, like I said, I dipped in and out of that on and off for a long, long time, because I basically started looking into yoga when I started meditating. And I started meditating early too, at an early age, but I didn't really, this was of course before the internet and all that other stuff. I was coming across these things and not really having a whole lot of knowledge about them. So yeah. Yoga and crystals about the same time I got heavy into it, about 29. Okay. All right, so the next question is coming from Country Locks and Crafts. They say, you're the reason why I restarted my locks and made them thick. When you colored your locks the blonde color, did you do that on wet hair or dry hair? And how long did you wait to actually put that purple color on your locks? I'm almost 8 months and I feel like I'm ready for color. Also, I enjoy your artwork. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, I colored my hair, I believe I was probably about 8 months as well when I did the first blonde on top of it. Um, yeah. Yeah, I think I was 8 months in when I did that. And I always dye my hair on dry hair. And every time you ever see my hair being colored, I'm doing it myself. Um, I've learned some lessons by doing it by myself, so I do advise you be careful if that's what you're planning on doing. Because you have to take into consideration on getting all of the dye or the bleach out of your locks before you continue. Because if not, the bleach will stay inside of the lock where you can't see it and eat your hair up, and therefore will make weak spots. Um, so I've always dyed it on dry hair. And when I did the purple, I've done a couple of different colors. I've gone back and forth with purple a lot in my journey since 8 months and beyond. But I believe my first color that I did after blonde was like an orangish color. I don't really remember exactly when I did the purple color the first time. But yeah, like I said, I always went back and forth between purples and pinks, oranges. Stayed pretty much in that tone. Now, at 6 years, I've switched over and gone to turquoise with the knowledge that most likely won't be going back to purple because I'm not going to do too much to, you know, damage the locks that are already colored. And I just keep coloring the same locks over and over. I don't go in and color other ones. So I have 3 colored locks, and most likely I'm sticking with more so the blues or these type of hues from this point on. And I think that's it for that question. Yeah. But yeah, if you're ready for color, go for it. It also depends too if your hair is locked or not. So do be careful with it because you know you have to consider unraveling and stuff like that. And also when you bleach your hair, you dye your hair, it makes your locks softer. So it does change the texture of your hair when you do this. So you have to keep that in mind too. All right. Next question is from Anita Henderson. She said, I knew when you went to get the hair tie, you wouldn't edit it out. I love your videos for that. They're honest and real. I've been following you since I combined my locks nearly 4 years ago. Thank you for sharing your journey. You and your locks are beautiful. Question, how often do you wash and retwist? I've been told once a month is sufficient, but with thicker locks, can't you do it more often? How often do I wash and retwist? And also thank you, Anita, for your compliments. I appreciate it. And thank you for the support and like following my page. I know you don't have to, but thank you. How often do I wash and retwist? So I'm not on a particular schedule. I never have been. I basically go with the flow for most things concerning my hair. If they feel dirty, I'm gonna wash them. If I know that I've been working out hard and they need to be washed sooner, I'm gonna wash them. If you know, I've been to the beach, you know, it's just different. With locks, I think we have that luxury too to kind of you know, play with it a little bit depending on your lifestyle, your situation. There are times, you know, like I said, in the summer, I might wash my hair once a month. If I'm doing a lot, then I'll wash it, you know, 2 weeks later. It just depends on how I feel about them. In the wintertime, though, what I do is, like, for example, I wash my hair like 3 weeks ago. So Okay, so I washed my hair when my lociversary was. So when I did that, it's already October. You already know that the weather, especially here in Virginia, is crazy as hell. So the weather is up and down, up and down. So I went on ahead and washed it before it got too cold outside because my locks do stay wet longer than I feel like traditional size locks take to dry. It usually takes my hair about 2 to 3 days to dry. So of course in the wintertime, I don't wash my hair as much to avoid like me getting head colds or anything like that. And I'm not doing as much activity as far as like sweating out at the beach or them getting dirty or anything like that. So, you know, I can go a little bit longer with that, and that's what I intend to do. So I may or may not wash my hair again until December, or maybe even push it to January if I could, you know what I'm saying? Just because, like I said, it really sucks in the wintertime washing thicker locks. And of course, with the retwist, the same thing. I play around with that. You might see me sometimes do videos where my hair is retwisted neatly. You might see it sometimes where I washed it and didn't do anything to it. It depends on my mood. It depends on the situation. It depends on if I have an event or something to go to. I don't have a schedule, long story short. But what I will say is the minimum is usually a month. The max that I go is usually 2 months without washing and retwisting. And then you said, I've been told once a month is sufficient, but with thicker locks, can't you do it more frequently? That's what I'm saying. It's really a personal preference. You know, like I tell everybody, it's your locks. You really do whatever the hell you want to do with it. If you wanted to wash them once a week, you could. If you have a job where you're getting dirty, of course, you probably should. But if you're not doing anything and they're not really getting dirty, I wouldn't wash and retwist every week, because then you can cause thinning because you're twisting it too much. It depends on a lot of different factors, you know what I'm saying? And I think that was the last question for this section. Yeah, it was. All right, so yeah, that was to answer all of my questions from YouTube. My next video is going to be answering all the questions from Instagram. And I don't have as many questions from Instagram, but like I said, I do have one person that asked me 10 questions. Some of them are lock related and some of them are not. But yeah, so thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Again, you know, my locks are getting longer. I am able to do more now. I've been waiting for this moment, and I've been saying that over the years as, you know, I've been sharing my journey with you all. You know, I can't wait until I get to a point where I can start doing more, because with thicker locks, it is a little difficult to do like styles and stuff when they're shorter. Especially with me, I don't go to a loctician, I do it myself. So now I'm at a place where I can play around some more and give you guys some more content and some more lock styles to look at. So I'll be back in a few minutes with my next video for you all.